Today, Sandy and I just finished a retreat where the focus was dreams, of course, but also, would you die on the cross for your life purpose? Now, it may seem a bit harsh, but the reason we picked that theme is because far too often we see people wake up, but not enough. They wake up and then decide that they need to save the planet, thus jeopardizing their own mission, nullifying the very reason that they came here for. Nobody benefits when you go astray. Absolutely nobody. You don't benefit, and the people you think you're helping don't benefit. Welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. We are so excited to be here with you.
All right. I think we're just going to dive straight into the dreams. We have so many good dreams because that's what the weekend was all about. And of course, the focus being, what are your gifts or what are your dreams trying to tell you to do? Like we had one lady, the dream said, you're meant to focus on working on issues with mom. And of course, she rolled her eyes, as many people would, and we completely understand that. But here's the thing, if that's what your dreams are saying you're to do, remember that mom is just an anchor for you in this lifetime. The issues you're actually working on when you work on issues with mom are actually issues you already have in the spiritual field, issues you have as a spirit in the spirit world. So what you're doing when working on mom is working on all your own issues. Every minute you spend on working on issues with mom is you working on your own growth. Do you know who gets no benefit really from you working on issues with mom? Mom, because it's all about you. So when your dreams say this is what you have to do, you really should do it because the benefit is all to you. Even if you're helping other people with some spiritual gift, there is still some enormous benefit to you, or you wouldn't be asked to do it. All right, Sandy, I kind of digress, but let's dive in. What have we got?
So, Michael, before we leave, I wanted to quickly mention that what was really cool about the in-person event, we were able to practice hands-on healing. Everybody that it shows up in their dreams, the first thing most people do is roll their eyes. I don't want to do that. Can I practice on my pet? Can I practice on my plants? Instead of trying to work on a person. And that's what you're supposed to do. What was amazing in the in-person event is everybody got to practice and they loved it and they had a great time. And so it got rid of the scariness of, oh, I got to touch someone. And they all sat down and just had such a blast. So that is one thing that I really, really appreciated.
If you're wondering, hey, I never heard about this retreat. If you do our mentorship course or do our channeling courses, then you get invited to our retreats. They're an invitation only thing. And we have our next one in September.
Yes.
All right, Sandy,
anyways.
It's a dream show.
Yep, I'm ready. Let's dive in. Our first dream is titled Power Lines, and it's from Terry. I have a series of flying dreams where I'm flying towards some power lines. I'm pretty sure that I can fly through the lines because the space is big enough. But as I get closer, I can see that I won't fit. I also know that if I fly higher to get over them, I will definitely get killed from the power lines. Ooh, that is a crazy dream.
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
Well, I really like this dream. It has symbols of what appears to be hands-on healing because that's what power lines typically represent. And absent healing, which would be the flying. Of course, absent healing comes in three. You can absent heal, you can do hypnosis, and you can project your mind. And so we need to know what is the focus of the dream. In Terry's case, the focus is on projecting his mind. He has a special gift of being able to influence a lot of people spiritually. And we know it's spiritually because he's flying high. And he's trying to get higher even in the dream, but doesn't get there. But like I said, the power lines are not what they seem. They are a containment field that is blocking his projection ability. How crazy is that? That then opens up a whole series of questions. Is somebody doing this to him? No. Did he do it to himself? Yes. Can he undo it? No. What? That's crazy. How does that make sense? Did he do it to himself on purpose? Yes. All right. Can it be undone? Yes, it can be undone. Who has it in place? Well, his guides. So that makes it interesting. Can they undo it now? No. Is there a condition that must be met before it can be undone? Yes. So this is kind of the way my mind works when I'm looking at a dream and I've figured it out. Because one thing Sandy's pushed me to do for a long time is like, what's behind the dream? Why did it happen? What can be done about the fact that it happened? Was it meant to happen? All that sort of stuff. And it's really good. So I told Terry what I had so far. And he said, oh, I remember when I put that block in place. I was leading leadership workshops for high school students. And seeing the power of my charisma and charm, it scared me. I saw what I could do with it. I saw the power I had over others, and I thought, this isn't good. I can't have this type of power because I will definitely abuse it. He's one of these strange people who ends up with an ability and goes, hey, I don't want to abuse it. Fair play to him. Any comments, Sandy?
I find it very, very interesting. And so, what about the power lines killing him?
So that's the containment field. He is being held in by this. And normally we do see other dreams, and we've had other dreams on the show where people get shocked in power lines and things like that, but it's never that they're going to get killed. And in those cases, it is about hands-on healing. So here it's just the fact that it's a containment field. And he's thinking in the dream, if I go higher, I can get over it. But that's not going to work either. So it's a containment field that's put in place that's definitely going to stop him. And what they said when I got the rest of the details, of course, is that there's a time in his life when he develops the system that he has. He's got a terrific system. He's one of the most ethical people that you could ever meet. And when he develops and teaches other people his method, that's when they're going to unlock his ability to influence people, because then it will be important for him to influence a wide group of people and help out the people that he's trained. So quite an interesting dream.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Okay, let's move on. The next dream is titled Bug and Pool, and it's from Sally. And I love this dream because it's kind of short and sweet. I dreamed I saw a small kiddie pool, and there was this huge bug in it. And the bug opens its wings, and out comes these two gold horns, unique looking. And I am wearing a cream sweater. And when I look at the bug, it shoots this cream webbing like a spider web at me that tries to stick but doesn't stick. That's it, Michael. What does that mean?
All right. So first of all, the bug scared her. She didn't like it. It's kiddie pool. So it's something to do with childhood. But then the question is the dream about healing something in childhood? Well, there's a tiny element of that because we have the gold horns. So I asked her, was she super afraid of bugs as a kid? And she said, yeah. And so the gold horns do tell us she has a hands-on healing ability. And even in the dream, she's trying to heal the fact that she had that fear of bugs as a kid. But that's not what it's about. What's really interesting is her wearing the cream sweater and the bug connecting to it. And sweaters are not good in a dream because they protect you, or a jacket or a coat. They're not good in a dream. We don't want them. We want to take them off. Cream is about acceptance and tolerance. And so because it's a sweater, which is not what we would usually see, we would usually see like a cream dress or blouse, which would be very positive, but a cream sweater isn't. It says that she uses acceptance as a defensive mechanism. So she goes through life saying, I'm just going to accept this and I'm going to accept that and I'm going to accept that person. But that's not what acceptance really is. It's not like, okay, I won't get attacked if I accept everybody. So you can't use it as a defensive mechanism. You can only be in that modality of accepting people as they are and accepting yourself as you are. So the dream is asking her to fix that. And then the bug being able to connect to that sweater and get on it, it's like, that's her fear that it's not going to work, that things will still get to me or get me, and I'm going to have trouble trying to deal with that. Because in the dream, she was very freaked out by the fact that the bug had shot something at her and got that webbing onto her. An interesting dream. But I love the symbolism because we see something, a color on something that shouldn't have that color.
Oh, on the sweater is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you want to say, okay, you got childhood because of the kiddie pool?
Exactly. So then the question is it about her childhood or is it about today? And so it's about today. And so it's about her having this attitude today, like, I'm spiritually awake and I know I need to accept people and I'm going to fake it till I make it kind of thing. So I'm just going to accept and accept and accept. And it's hard to do, like, to actually deal with issues. There was another woman beside her as well. I remember saying about that in the dream. It represents mom. It's issues with mom ultimately is what she has to work on. And when you do that, then you're going to get to that true place of acceptance. And it won't be a defensive mechanism. It'll just be how you are. Like, I just accept people as they are, as opposed to if I accept them, it's going to be best for me overall in the long run. Nothing's going to happen because I don't confront anybody, or you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's really what it's about, getting to that place properly.
cool. I really like that dream. I wouldn't like seeing a bug like that either in my dream, so thank you. No, thank you. Anyways, let's move on. The next dream is titled Shot Male Passenger, and it's from Ruby. I am driving my car and I have a male passenger. Could be my husband, could be a friend, but I have a male passenger sitting in the passenger seat. And as I'm driving, up comes another car beside me with like gangsters in it, and they shoot the male passenger.
She said she had this dream a number of times. So sometimes it's a partner, but mostly somebody she doesn't know. And it's quite an interesting one. So it's about working on your masculine side. What is a masculine side? The key word for masculine energy would be safety, feeling safe in life, or I feel supported, all the same thing. Clearly, she doesn't feel supported. And she's gone through life feeling like nobody's ever helped me, nobody's ever done anything for me, and nobody ever will. And she's done a lot of work on herself. And now she is at the point where, okay, people actually can help me. I can get support. I can get help. But then we have the gangsters coming along. So she's not finished with her journey of healing, because now her perception is, and she confirmed this, that if somebody does help her, they're going to get in trouble. Like it's not going to be safe for them. So it's quite an interesting thing. We still see the issue is with masculine energy because it's gangsters that kill whoever's in the car with her. But it's good at least that she's moved the needle and she now has somebody who's supportive in the car with her. She's the one driving. That's always good in a dream, but they're there with her, supporting her as she moves forward in life. And of course, gets shot.
Yep, I thought that was a really cool dream. These are all short dreams, and I really like that. It makes it fun. The next one is titled Elevator, and it's from Mary. I'm in an elevator with others. They are pushing the buttons to get to the fourth or fifth floor. There is an actor who keeps bringing us back to the first floor, but I'm the only one who remembers this. All the other people have their memories reset, and I'm noticing this. The doors never open, and no one ever gets out of the elevator.
All right. So this was a really interesting dream. Elevators are a very common symbol to do with the womb. They can be to do with channeling, and actually the movement up and down that keeps happening in this elevator because people are trying to get to the fourth or fifth, and the actor keeps bringing them back to the first, and then nobody remembers it. That's like, ooh, that's a bit different. So it's not about channeling. It's actually about being in the womb. And when I channeled on this and asked, okay, what is going on here? The distinction is she has a memory of things that are happening over and over and over, but nobody else has that memory. And then we have a guide in the elevator, because that's what the actor is a guide. And they keep bringing everybody back to the first floor. What they told me was that we have a separate veil that is used on us when we're in the womb. And this person's veil didn't get applied properly. So she has a memory of her time in the womb when most people will not. And this movement up and down is like going up to higher vibrations, and then back down to the first floor is back down to planet Earth. That's where we want to be when we're coming to the Earth plane. The doors will always open at floor 1, and that's birth for us. So we go through this acclimatization in the womb from higher energy to lower energy, and we're helped with it. A guide helps us with it, but we normally have no memory of the experience of that. But she's got it, and of course, it's not really a good memory. So it's showing up in her dreams as something she needs to process. But anyway, what I found really funny, Sandy, when I figured this dream out and I said, here's what it is about. It's about this veil not being applied properly. She says, oh, I have another dream I wanted to give you too, where I keep having veils that slip off me. And it's like, okay, why didn't you start with that one? But that was pretty funny that she had not just another dream, many other dreams where veils are falling off her all the time. Again, I channeled on it because I was like, okay, it's the veil that we all have. And they said, no. We have a separate veil that is just for while we're in the womb. And that wasn't applied properly to her. And it's okay because she's not in that phase of her life anymore. So nothing needs to be done about it. So I found that interesting. You always learn something new from working on dreams.
Hey, Michael, I'm so excited. We have time for one more dream. So let's take a look at this one from Eleanor. It is Sunny Room. I am walking around my house and I smell smoke upstairs. I walk up to a sunny room where I see some big windows and a 16-year-old girl lying on a sofa. I look around the room trying to figure out where the smell is coming from, and I see a power socket that has smoke coming out of it. There you go, Michael. That'll be a fun dream for you.
It is a fun dream and quite an interesting one. So moving upstairs in a dream is often about activating your intellect. So it is about her intellect. But then she goes upstairs and there's this room with terrific windows, really, really bright, huge windows. So this is a really good combination because the windows are a feminine symbol, upstairs is a masculine symbol, intellect is masculine, logic, all that sort of stuff. Windows are intuition, feminine. And so when we see that mix, and we even see a woman up there, but she's lying on a sofa, I think you said. So she's not doing anything. So it means that there's a gift that she has that she's not using. And the gift is an enlightened intellect. So she's a very smart woman and obviously very able to logically work out what's the best thing for her to do in life and all that sort of stuff. But when you see the windows there, it says, but you also have this ability to get enlightened inspiration or enlightened solutions to problems in your life. And I asked her if she remembers ever doing this. Can't remember what she said, but usually we can remember doing this. We can remember there was a problem I had in my life and this came to me and I never had that problem again. I knew this was the solution. So the dream is telling her, look, they lure her up with the smoke and then she finds that socket that the smoke is coming out of. And nobody's doing anything about it. So that power outlet represents a power that she has in her mind if she connects to her intuition, uses both at the same time, that she has this enlightened intellect that's going to shortcut issues that she has in her life because it's going to give her the best possible solutions to things that she's looking for. And they said she can use it for herself and she can use it for her clients too. So it's really very practical for her. Comment, Sandy.
I love it. I love that dream. So I really like the big sunny windows. So is this a healing dream as well?
It's more about she's not using it. So we wouldn't really say healing, but it's like, hey, I've got to do something with this. She can't ignore the fact that there's a socket smoldering. Like you couldn't ignore that in reality, even though the woman that's upstairs is already ignoring it. Like, so that's the point. That's the whole point of the dream. It shouldn't have been up to her to go up and find this thing. Somebody that already was in that room should have been aware of this and using it. So it's all about lack of awareness of a gift that you need to step into and use. And that's going to be a better thing for you in your life.
Wow, that's absolutely fabulous. I love that dream. Before we go, Michael, because I think we're out of time, can we talk about our summit that's coming up this next weekend?
That's right. We have a summit next weekend, 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's the 24th to 26th of April. We would love to see you there. And if you want to come to it, go to dream-analysis.com/summit. That's it. It'll be a lot of fun live. It'll be me interpreting dreams live on the stage too. So all a good reason to come. Bring your own dream and get it done by me on the stage. All right. So we recorded a show recently and we weren't able to fit in one of the dreams that we really liked because the show had run too long. So we're going to play out with that. It's a terrific dream. So we know you're going to enjoy it.
So I have one more dream from Tracy, another short one. So let's see what you have to say. This one's titled Driving Fast, and you know I like that. I was driving fast in my white Mercedes on a curvy road and had to slam on my brakes because a bus was stopped on the road. It was a long, articulated bus with several sections that were curved on the road, but not moving, just standing still. I slammed on my brakes, and as I approached the bus, I fishtailed out a bit. My back end was almost hanging off a sheer cliff. I almost tapped into the bus as I came to a slow motion stop. I wondered if the bus was going to be able to move forward without touching my car. As I sat in the car, I thought, I wonder if I can even get out of my car without my car falling off the sheer cliff. I was surprised that I was not afraid. It was kind of matter of fact. Michael, that's a scary dream, but I do like driving fast.
She sticks to the speed limit, I should let you all know, but she accelerates very fast to that speed limit. All right. So the dream is about her mission and a sense of going places. The bus is good. it's her leadership and energy for that. And it was kind of interesting. I said, when I look at this, when I tune in, I see the bus was kind of like a sine wave. And she goes, it was exactly like that. So it's not really about the bus being articulated, and it's not about writing. It's more about her getting onto the wave of what it is she came here to do. And they want her to stop and contemplate what to do moving forward, what she wants to do moving forward. And it's more about how you're moving forward. So there'll be a lot of like, I don't like this, I don't like that. And this is part of her making her determination, reflecting back on decisions that she's made and seeing if she chose correctly and seeing what have I made a different choice. So they like, this is the interesting part. They want her to contemplate. And how does this feel? Am I doing it right? Does it feel aligned? And this is what they said, that not getting the answer is the point. So she's not going to do this and go, oh, I know what I need to do. It's the contemplation and then not knowing. So I've done all of this, but I don't have my answer. They want her to feel that out, feel what it feels like to be in that space, because it's going to change her way of thinking. Things I don't like will change because the way I think about it is what they're saying. The things I've chosen will guide my path. So instead of like, I know exactly what I'm doing and where I'm going, it's like, I'm going to choose this, I'm going to choose this. And these are going to guide my path going forward. They're not necessarily the answer. I don't quite know what the answer is. I hope I'm making sense with this. The Mercedes is the old car, and she does have that car, or at least did. So it's her old life and moving forward. And it's a switch. So she's meant to switch from the Mercedes into the bus and bring in a large group of people forward. So if you can imagine a bus that is like a sine wave, that's like 3 or 4 or 5 buses combined. So it's like moving a very big group. And the important part is to know that you won't hit on the answer, you know, that she's not going to know. She's going to start moving forward before she has the answer, and that's okay. But that's the point she's meant to get to that space of contemplating and understanding that this is a journey, and the choices I make and the way I make my decisions are going to guide my journey. You know, a lot of us want to know, where am I going to? And it's not it at all. It's like, it doesn't matter where you're going to most of the time. It's what you learn about yourself on the journey. And so they want her in that space.
Very interesting. And I'll tell you, some parts of that space are difficult. Like, oh, you're supposed to have a meeting and you've got 300 people. And guess what? You don't know what you're going to talk about until you're there. Lucky you. But they never fail. And I think you mentioned that she was going to be as big as Esther Hicks. She does Abraham Hicks. And she gets up in front of hundreds of people and just channels. They ask questions. She doesn't know what questions are going to come at her, and she just speaks. And so it's really a phenomenal event to see that. And if Tracy's going to do this, this is going to be a lot of fun, but it requires her to have a lot of trust in the teams that are supporting her from the other side. Anyways, let's move forward. So what about the driving fast? Why is she driving fast? Is this a sports car that they're trying to point out, or she's just going fast?
She's putting too much pressure on herself. You know, it's like, I want to get there. And it's not about the getting there. It's like, enjoy the journey, enjoy the understanding of yourself while you're on the journey. And then you're going to not care about the speed. It's like, I just enjoy this. Like, imagine something that you're doing that you thoroughly enjoy, and you get lost in the moment, and it's just fantastic, and you don't want it to end. That's the space she can get into. And that's the space that she can help other people to get into.
And then we have a curvy road, not a straight road. So why is it curvy?
So not only is the road curvy, the bus is curvy. So it's like, it's symbolic of the energy getting onto the particular waveform or frequency or whatever way you want to put it. Like, this is who I am, and this is how I'm going to bring people forward. It's an energy wave that is part of me. And so the road curves, the bus curves. It's quite interesting, quite funny, really.
Okay, and then she's got her back end hanging off a sheer cliff. That's kind of a crazy, scary place to be. So what does that mean?
I like that she's not afraid of it. You know, so it's like, okay, I'm going to hit this point where I need to switch to the spiritual leadership, where I drive the bus, basically. I'm going to have to get out of the car and I'm going to drive the bus. Now, it's not as clear as that in the dream, but when I channeled on it, that's what they're saying. That's what it is for. And so the car's no longer going to be the thing for her. And like even she says, I think if I get out of this, the car's going to fall off the cliff. And that's fine because it's her old way of being. She's not going to use it anymore. And it's, the back end is like, it's all in the past. I'm contemplating where I've come from, the decisions I've made in my life that have gotten me to where I am. And now I'm going to move forward doing something completely different. But I didn't slowly arrive at that. It's like something just happened because I'm putting so much pressure on myself. I didn't ease into this. I hit this point where I realize I've just got to change.
We got slamming on her brakes. Is she trying to slow down her process, or what does that mean?
She puts too much pressure on herself, and we'd see that in many dreams, trying to stop a car. Now, she does stop it, but trying to stop a car usually is about the fact that I'm putting too much pressure on myself, and I know it. We always know it, that we're putting too much pressure on ourselves, and I need to slow down, but I'm unable to. Usually that's what it is in the dreams. Your brakes aren't working properly. They're not strong or whatever, but I'm putting too much pressure on myself, and I need to slow down. Obviously, if she was going slower in the dream and came around the corner and saw the bus, it'd be like, oh, what's this about? Instead of, oh, I nearly died. So it's definitely, she has to slow down and she has to contemplate. That's the whole point. Like, you've been rushing so far to get to where? What are you trying to get to? Why did you make those choices? What are those choices? How are they guiding you in your life? Understand this. Understand how your choices guide you, even when you don't know where you're going. And that's the important part for her right now.
Wow, what a beautiful dream. And I love the summary. And I like seeing how all three dreams flow into each other. It's very nice to see the path that Tracy is on. Okay, thanks, Michael. I'm glad we put that dream back in. And that is our show for this week. Remember, once again, our summit's this upcoming weekend, so we'd love to see you there. Go on out there and get yourself registered because you definitely want to hear all the fabulous dreams, and maybe your dreams could be interpreted on the stage live with Michael there. Michael, you want to once again say the URL, how to get in?
It is dream-analysis.com/summit. See you next weekend. Hopefully, take care.
Bye.